Hello, hello, hello.
Hello there.
Never
Ooh, we
gets
see
old.
chat already. Popping. We got Alice, we got Battle of Mandalore, we got Charlie. This is a new platform that we are using.
Do we
My
look
God.
different?
Yeah, obviously we have a moving background, which is pretty cool. But we're testing a new platform, so bear with us. We're kind of busting out the kinks and trying to figure out the best way to utilize this. But this is a much better platform, in my opinion, and I'm really excited to utilize all of that. But
F's in the chat if you were here for our OG Zoom days when we
Oh,
literally
God.
weren't even going live and we used to do that podcast on Zoom.
I
The
looked Kat,
Stone Age.
I went back and looked at like our first podcast together. And like my video quality, my audio quality, like it was so bad. Like
I
I can't
forgot that
even
existed. Oh my god, I don't even want to go back and watch that.
yeah, I couldn't. I mean it's privated or unlisted because I'm just like that's embarrassing, right? And it's
What's up,
just crazy.
Sebastian? Wevin, what's up?
Little Sebastian.
Oh look, we got emojis already. I wonder, hold on, can I turn
Yeah.
on the
Look
emoji
at
train?
it.
If you guys use emojis, it'll rain
Or it
emojis
should
down
rain.
upon us.
Make it rain. Make it rain.
Also, we'll do like once we get a hang of this, we'll do the video comments later. But there's going to be a feature where you guys can literally like leave like a video response to like a question, and we can see it here and play it in real time. So that's really cool. Also, what up, Wevin? It's Wevin, right? Not Weavin. I always forget.
It's Wevin. Did
It's
you turn
Wevin.
off the rain?
I
Oh,
turned it
there
on
it is.
now, and it
This
falls.
is where the fun begins.
Hell yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Alice,
Alice, thank you so
go.
much. Yeah, I saw like an order that one day, and I was like from Australia, and I'm like, that's Alice right there. That's Alice.
We ship all the way out there. Let's go.
Yeah,
I
we do.
should know that. I should
Easy.
know that.
Easy. It's only
I'm
on the other side of
glad.
the world. Of course, we ship all the way over
Coast to coast.
there. But anyway, for those of you streaming in to the first of this platform, we have our docket right here, which is a fancy word for agenda that I didn't even know that was a thing until Zach kind of put it in there. Unfortunately, for right now, we can't go past 4 lines, so it's all in kind of like a weird format here with commas. So bear with us with that. We'll get that figured out, and we'll have like a numbered list each week, so you guys can all kind of see what we're doing and where we are on the list. And if you have any questions, you can either go back and watch it or whatever. But we're going to start today with the Mando trailer that came out yesterday. So obviously very exciting. A little bit of mixed reviews kind of across the board.
Really?
Because like there's a lot of controversy over just Star Wars in general being dead, right? And them having like the threshold of the bar so low that like if they keep throwing in or shoehorning in old school eras in between the prequels and the sequels, everyone's just tired of it. We want something new, right? So that's definitely a hot topic around the situation. We'll get into that on Twitter. But what is up, Aiden? Sebastian, let's get into it. Okay. Let's see. Do it right here. Then I will remove this.
Goodbye, docket.
I should turn off. I should turn that off when we do this. The memes. So then Zach doesn't just get cut off with memes. It's so funny.
You mean you want to see my face?
Okay, let's do this. So
our people are scattered.
Before I guess I'll preface this. What did you guys think about this trailer in comparison to the last trailer before we go into it? I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Should we do a poll or should we?
Ooh, we're just breaking in all the new gadgets.
Ooh, we
got
can
all the
try
gizmos. All right, I'll try it. Create a poll. What did you think? Wait, I'll just say, did you like? I don't know how this works.
The emoji rain is going to overload Alex's piece. Hey, my computer's fixed right now. I'm getting a much better computer in the future for gaming and stuff, so that'll never happen again. I promise you.
It's
I won't be a Force
a
ghost.
big promise.
Ooh. Yeah. So type in.
Quotation marks around your answer.
Yeah. Loved it.
Keep it
hated
like
it.
yeah,
Keep it
something
like
simple.
loved it, hated it, liked it. I guess those three.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What in the world?
It's using Sebastian's comment to basically generate the poll.
Oh,
That's interesting how that works.
we're learning as well, guys. This is our.
Yeah, it's
Not
all
test
AI.
run,
Like AI
but-
does it all for us, so this is like really interesting to see.
Boys gotta vote.
XT.
I think we'll just scrap that for now.
Don't
honestly.
know how I feel. Interesting, Alice. I want to hear more from your perspective.
Yeah, we'll end it. Well, we
end
know
it.
how it works now.
We'll
though.
figure that out
still
later. It's
testing
like really
out the
cool though.
key.
Like you guys can literally leave your comments, and like if we're talking about a certain topic and we're like, oh, I love that trailer, and then we'll pop it up like the poll for what the audience thinks, and you guys can be like, I hated it, I didn't like it very much, wasn't very good, and it'll grab all the data. It'll make like a consensus of everything, and that's like it's super cool. But right now that didn't work out very well, but we'll work out the kinks. Anyway, let's just get into it. I can't tell if that's sarcastic or not.
He said, "If I don't f it up," he said,
not your
"Don't worry,
fault, Zach.
Sebastian." Yeah, we didn't know how it
Our
worked.
people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for?
I always thought it was pretty cool that they're finally, getting into like the Mandalorian side of things. It was very like he was the lone Mandalorian, right? And then we met up with Bo-Katan and they were like the stragglers, and now it's kind of like there was that one fight to save Din when he was with Grogu, right? But it was more like
Yeah.
they're coming out of the shadows, right? And this is more like we're Mandalorians, we're gonna go fuck everyone up, right? So
Speaking of Bo, we did not see her in this trailer.
I
yeah,
am very interested in that. What does that mean? Because the previous trailer definitely focused on her and hinted at a Bo versus Din clash, with the shots of her sitting on the throne there on, I believe, what is supposed to be Mandalore. Who knows? I don't know, but I'm curious as to what that means. One trailer is so centric on her, the other one a little bit more on Din. Are they setting up for a clash here?
If they do clash and Din wins, he should tell her to bow home.
I'm gonna leave.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did it because her scenes are probably pivotal, right? They're very important.
I'm sorry.
Damn it, Cat.
Cat, turn off your magic memes.
I had to. That one was on purpose, okay?
Oh my god, that's
That
so
one was
funny.
on
Covered
purpose.
Zach with a little cat. That's hilarious.
How did this
Anyway,
happen? We're smarter than this.
Anyway, obviously her scenes are very pivotal, right? And I think they're trying to hide as much as they can. The scenes they showed of her looking up to see Din flying in are kind of, I guess, the furthest extent that they'll go. Is that different clans based on their helmets? I mean, okay, so
Potentially.
these look like on the far left, they look like the Night Owls, or the what are they called? Like Bo's clan with the helmet shape, or is that just the female
Oh.
shape for helmets?
Her clan had like different coloring though.
Yeah, it had
It was
like
like-
it was like
yeah.
blue, and it was, but like I'm just wondering, did they like repaint him? Did they leave Bo? Did they whatever? Because there aren't very many Mandalorians left, right? So it could make
Yeah.
sense. They probably are part of her clan. They just left her, or they were in exile.
Mm.
Who knows?
Is there any way to get rid of this more videos thing? It's like
Where?
blocking most of the shot. I don't know if did you guys see it? It's like covering the frame for me. Oh, I can get rid of it. I got rid of it.
Logo.
Okay, never mind. It was just me.
Okay.
Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight.
It's a little fucker.
You also have to know how to
I don't
navigate
want
the
to
galaxy.
care of.
That way, you'll never be lost.
Salacious Crumb.
Do you think I know the origin story? It's gonna Salacious Crumb, a Star Wars story. Do you think Grief is gonna be like just maybe like one episode or two episodes and that's it in the whole season? It's just gonna be like a moment.
Yeah, I
We
mean
never
that's
see him
how
again.
that's how it was last season. He was in like what, an episode? 2?
Yeah.
So it'll just be
Um,
like, "What's up, dude?" And then I'm gonna go fucking get my shit back over on Mandalore. He's like, "Oh, good luck, dude. I got your back." And then something's gonna happen where
Yeah.
something's gonna happen because there is a shot there where he has like a standoff with like some other like clan or villainous crew, right? So it's probably all within the same episode, and then that's probably all we're gonna see of him. So I guess we'll see what
Carl
happens.
Weathers gets more dressed up every season though.
Right.
Yeah, he has more drip each season.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mandalore
Yep.
so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
I always found it when I was listening to that I always found it really funny how kind of monotone he always is, right? Like when he speaks with the helmet on, like very rarely do you hear anything of emotional value, right? Like you hear it for a moment at the end of the second season, but most of the time it's very like matter of fact, very monotone, right? It's something I've always noticed.
May the force be with you!
This is the way.
Where do you think they're flying from?
I
There's fireworks.
don't know, but the fact that they're on Tatooine again concerns me, I will admit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
But we don't need to talk about that.
We're gonna see the
Don't worry about it.
oh, we're gonna see those like cyberpunk kids with
No.
Vespas.
Not the mods. No. In the Mandalorian's defense, I consider like when he goes to Tatooine, he only ever goes to what's her face's shop to get, patched up or whatnot. Like it's usually the extent he goes to like a little microcosm. Like I don't even associate her as like being on Tatooine. I just associate her as what is her name? I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't even remember it. But like that's the only kind of solace. It's like her corner of Tatooine is like a little bit different. Like I don't know.
If these mods show up, I quit. Yeah, for real. We don't need to see them ever again.
No.
I don't think they're ever gonna bring back Robert Rodriguez for anything Star Wars.
They
Question.
shouldn't.
We might be getting mod version of y'all know who.
Voldemort?
Mr. Cobb Vance.
Oh, yeah.
Last time we
Oh.
saw him. Because as far as I know, there's not going to be a Book of Boba Fett season 2, correct? Or wait, no, it was heavily rumored last summer, wasn't it? There were alleged leaks or rumors or whatnot.
That he'll
So
be
does-
in Mando.
No,
Does
that there's
this-
going to be like a season 2, but I don't think there's going to be a
Oh.
Boba Fett season 2. So I think Cobb Vance is getting patched up for Mando.
Does this mean that he's going to have a Vespa?
I think that's the important question here. Out of everything we've talked about, it's definitely the important question. So many Babu freaks in this too. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Hey!
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for
I
you,
like that we have the guy from. Well, I know him from Kim's Convenience. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Negatory Ghost Rider.
It's one of those like I don't know, just throwaway television shows about real life. You watch. It's like funny. right?
Throwaway.
It's like just those things that you play on the background, right? They're like the
Yeah.
the Seinfeld or the Friends or the. It's one of those
Mhm.
types of things. Only it's about Koreans in San Francisco, and it's really funny.
Oh.
Hey, do you think this is the same planet with the fireworks? Or do you think this is Coruscant? Or
I think this is
Or-
Coruscant.
I think it's gotta be.
I think there is a shot here where it shows. We'll talk about that too, where it shows like a Star Destroyer. I think that's Hosnian Prime. It might not be Coruscant, or maybe the outskirts of Coruscant. But I think this is Coruscant. I can't imagine them going to like.
Don't
it
go
could
to
be.
a Coruscant identical looking city and not make
Yeah.
it Coruscant.
Well, that's
I
what
mean,
Hosnian Prime is, right? It's just
Yeah. It's literally what they're like. How do we make a metropolis? And they're like, we can't use Coruscant because we don't own all the rights to it. It's like, oh, let's just make another one exactly like it and call it Hosnian Prime until we get the rights. And they're like, okay, and then we'll blow it up at the same time.
Man, I if they had blown up Coruscant, I would have been so pissed off.
Yeah. Maybe they knew they couldn't blow up Coruscant, but they wanted to blow up
Nah.
the metropolis to make it seem like the scope of like killing billions of people.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is Coruscant. I think maybe we'll see. Yeah, but even okay, but like if you look at this, like it looks great, right? But it's still not quite like a movie, right? When you look at
Doesn't look like
when you look
Andor's
at episode
Coruscant.
3, yeah, when you look at or if you look at episode 3 or 2, it just looks different, right? And it's because they're not. I think it's just all CGI. That's why, like, they're not using models, and it probably shows.
Connor, what's up?
It's such a different looking city than Coruscant. I doubt they would change that much stylistically from Lucas.
Mm.
I mean, we haven't seen most of Coruscant though. Like, it's a fucking entire planet, metropolis, right?
And usually we don't see it at night either. I think we saw it at night. I want to say the Phantom Menace when they were leaving back for Naboo.
Yeah, that's true. We see it in
And-
Golden Hour most of the time.
Yeah, and it looks beautiful. I love it in
Mhm.
Golden Hour.
Yeah.
Honestly, I love the way it looks in Revenge of the Sith the most.
Yeah, me too.
Sure. I guess
You
you have
think-
to think like, why
I was
would they be
thinking-
on Coruscant?
I
You
was thinking
know?
this too. Do you think he's looking over at like a burning Jedi temple if they are on Coruscant or something? Because in this here he says they mentioned danger, right? Like or something like,
Yeah.
you know, you're looking at danger, and then he's like looking at something, right? Or if this is just like a throwaway shot where he's flying, right? But here he says,
There's something dangerous happening out there.
you see,
And
he's looking over. Could he be looking at like a burning Jedi temple? He's like, what the fuck?
It's still
You know?
burning.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like
yeah.
an
it
Earth
would be like a
flash?
it would be like a flashback, is what I'm saying, or something like that. Like maybe this character is just like looking. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways you can go.
good. Dr. Pershing, like he doesn't see. He works for the Empire, whatever's left of it, but he does. He seems his intentions aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's going
Overly
from
malicious?
he's going to like send his lab reports to like you know the higher up, and he's just you know on his normal like drive all over, and he looks over and he sees the Jedi temple burning, and he's like, what the fuck?
You know, with him, it feels like he got a STEM degree and then he got a government job and then the government
Yeah.
collapsed. That's kind of like what
He's
it feels
just
like.
too deep in it. All right,
Yeah.
new prediction. It's a flashback. He's looking over at the Jedi temple crumbling, burning to the ground. And he goes and tells his droid to drive over there, and he saves Grogu. That is the plan. That's what happens.
He's too young though, right? He would be like
I
a
know.
kid. If he
Doctor
were...
took Grogu from the temple.
Y'all, I'm joking. I'm joking, y'all. But at this point, it could be
don't
anyone.
do that, Kat. You can't.
No,
joke.
no. I what did you say, Kat? I'm so sorry. I was reading her comment.
No, because you planted the idea like, oh, this is a flashback. He's just on a casual night ride, and he looks over and sees the Jedi temple burning, and he's like, I'm gonna go. For what reason, I don't know why. And he goes and extracts Grogu from the burning Jedi temple.
He's just like a passerby. He's just walking into the temple, and no one notices him. And then he's just like, "Oh, look at this baby!" And then he just like
I'm
grabs
gonna
a
take
baby.
this baby.
and then like the stragglers end up finding him, and they're like, "Oh, Pershing, you have our what do they call him?
I don't
The
even know.
asset.
Was it the
Yeah.
asset? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what they called him.
I have
Such
no
a
idea.
large reward for such a small package, wouldn't you say?
Werner Herzog. Yeah, I love his narrative.
Talk about underused. I wish he had lived longer.
I know I love his voice, man, and he had like a presence to him too. He had like that really sick Empire symbol too.
He
I
did.
was like, oh, this is like it's like the higher up Nazis right here.
No,
Sebastian.
but also yes, Sebastian.
Am I a bad person for hoping Anakin slaughters them all violently? No. Yes, it's one of my favorite lines in season 1, Zach.
That could be a segue into. Are we or no? We want to finish the trailer because I know Zach had some.
Hot take.
theories.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the hot takes.
By the time it becomes big enough for you to act,
Yeah, this is also 2 different scenes. So this is him looking at Bo-Katan, and Bo-Katan's like grilling him, and then it's cut like directly from him.
it'll be too
Like,
late.
who is he? He may not even be talking to Din, right? He may be talking to someone else when he's saying that. So we don't know.
True.
Could he be working with Dr. Pershing here, right? And it's just they're cutting to. It really isn't a good misdirect because they're in 2 different. They're in completely different
Environment.
backgrounds. Yeah, environments.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act,
That's
And then this
true.
is the cave that Grogu comes out of at the end. And this is where they find. Is this
Yeah.
is this like a Vizsla, or who is this? Do you think?
No idea.
Who could that be?
Dang.
Who could that fossil be that they're digging up?
Oh God.
It ain't Django.
It does look awesome. Yeah, like for a fact they're gonna sell that helmet at Disneyland.
For real.
All like war torn and shit like that. They're gonna just like
Distressed
throw it.
man,
They're just gonna throw it in like a trash compactor and then be like, oh, this is what we can sell now.
$70, please.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Oh God. Oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, I turned it off because we're doing
Okay,
it.
that's
It's
right.
off.
That's right.
Here,
That's
here,
right.
here, I'll do it. Hello there. Let me get this one.
Oh my God.
Hello there. And it doesn't work for me now.
It's waiting
It's-
for the opportune time.
It rebels.
I rebel. I'm so glad they cut that line. Oh my god. Okay.
You're rebels, aren't you?
And then here we go. Another callback to the first time we saw it in Boba Fett.
Book of Boba, yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's so dumb that we saw that in Book of Boba Fett.
Everybody
So
who
dumb.
didn't watch Book of Boba is feeling real like, what the F happened between
Yeah.
season 2
It's-
and 3 now?
It's like when you accidentally skip an episode of a show you're watching and then you get through like the first 10 minutes and you're like, wait, it feels like I
isn't
missed
right."
something. Yeah. It's going to be like that.
Honestly, this definitely should have been the first time we're seeing this, right? We should not, and they also shouldn't have had it in the trailer, right? But because we already saw it in Book of Boba Fett, they're just going to be like, oh, well, we filmed this scene for Book of Boba Fett, but look, listen here, Disney, give me a little bit more money. We'll film this scene, but it'll be used in 3 different series, so we can really get our money's worth, right?
What's up,
You know?
Paula?
It just feels like, they're trying to take advantage of every possible heartstring, right? And throwing this in a trailer after we saw it in Book of Boba Fett is like, it worries me a little bit, right? But
Showing what? Another flashback to the Jedi
well,
Temple?
showing a flashback to the Jedi Temple in the trailer when we saw it in Book of Boba Fett, when we shouldn't have seen it in Book of Boba Fett in the first place, and it felt like it was shoehorned in there to make the series better, right? And that's really bad. And now we're seeing it again in a trailer, nonetheless, promotional material, which means, is this going to be like, the best part, right? Like unless there's like a lot of amazing things that we haven't seen yet, right? It's
I
going to be
think
like
yes.
surprise, but
I think it's a safe bet with the Mandalorian trailers because I'm actually interested because we were talking in the pre-show and I want to talk more about this if you guys are open about how trailers these days typically reveal too much to the point that it almost spoils things and it's just like, what's the point of me watching because this was the whole thing. But I feel like it's safe to say that the Mandalorian trailers, especially, literally all Star Wars marketing, I feel like these days releases like so little. Like I feel like for the season 1 and season 2 trailers, the content that they showed all premiered within the first like 3 to 4 episodes, and then everything else from there we were going in blind and winging it because we had like checked off all the trailer footage, it does feel a little bit like they're showing a smidgen more, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being too assured because Mandalorian trailers notoriously are so not revealing,
Yeah, like the very first one, it didn't even have any dialogue.
right?
Like it didn't have any dialogue. It was just a track, and then it had like a cool shit out scene in a cantina, and that was in the first episode of the whole show, right? And then it showed like a couple scenes of like the ice monster at like the whatever when they were escaping, right? And that was like the climactic part of the trailer. And here it's like I feel like they're going all over, right? Like this isn't just like the first 1 or 2 episodes. This is like bits and pieces from like the entire season, which I don't like very much, right? Like I mean, if you can do it if it's like not revealing shots, like throwaway shots where they're just going from place to place, right? Just to reveal landscapes, that's fine. But here it feels like they're same with multiverse. They're just showing everything, right? Like in Endgame, for example, they only showed the first 20 minutes of the whole movie in the trailer, right? But it made it feel like that was like kind of bits and pieces of the whole movie, but it wasn't, right? And here it feels like they're going all over the place and grabbing as much as they possibly can. And it worries me that the art of trailer making is kind of going back to like the early 2000s where it's like showing the whole movie and then because they know people are going to go probably see it, or they feel like people are too dumb to think about things and they want to be like wowed to get them in the theaters. I don't know. Or they're hiring the wrong people too. That's also another possibility. But who's coming through there?
What do you mean? Is that a trick question?
Who's coming through there? Is it going to be Anakin, or is it just going to be a bunch of troopers? I mean, I know you see the troopers.
Oh.
Could Anakin have like maybe come in at a different time and it was just cut differently or whatever? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I really want it to be Anakin. I would love it if it were Anakin. That being said, if I had to put money on it, probably troopers. But man, I would love to see Anakin, even though it doesn't 100%. It's not like 100% necessary. I just think it would be a little cool thing to throw in there. That would also kind of make sense because he's there.
For one sec,
Yeah, but the temple is so big, right? We have to see.
Yeah.
See so many different sides of it.
I was gonna say I have to respectfully disagree. No, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is coming from y'all know I'm obsessed with Hayden Christensen, like me turning down Anakin content, but I don't know. Like Alex said, the temple's so big. I would start to feel like this is starting to become coincidental that he happened to be there for Reva's flashbacks. Oh, and now he's here for little Grogu's flashbacks too. Like I mean, maybe I would eat my words if it actually happened, because I was going to say too, they've really set the bar so high with the finale of season 2 in terms of like one of the biggest cameos of all time. So admittedly, I'm like, how are they going to top that? Is it even possible to top that nostalgia and those emotions that we felt in the season 2 finale, seeing y'all know who? I still feel hesitant to like say it, even though it's been years at this point, if you don't know who I'm talking about, but I don't know.
Plo Koon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it gets to the point to where it loses its luster, right? So I think this should be like one of the last times to really explore it and show as much as they can. And then I think we should scrap showing any more, honestly, because
Order 66.
Yeah, and especially if you're going to do it, stop keeping it in narrow hallways where it's like completely limited and the budget's super low, right? Because it just gives it that feel, right? It doesn't have a vast scope. Like when you see that cool scene with where you have like the cam panning down and you see like the whole temple and you see just Jedi falling from getting shot, right? And then it zooms into Anakin coming in and killing younglings, right? Like it has like a scope, whereas this is just like it's like supposed to be like a flashback scene. And we only see one area the entire time, right? We don't get to see anything before that. It's just like it just reeks of saving money, right? So I don't want to see another just the exact same shot that we already saw in Book of Boba Fett. I'd rather see a lot more, or like maybe more context to it and a vaster scope, which we probably will see. I'm just a little worried is all that we're gonna just get that.
This wouldn't even be like an issue if Kenobi had just done its job and shown more Order 66 footage from the temple. Like honestly, I wouldn't. I would agree with you, Kat. I would not want to see Anakin again if they had shown him more than like these little like 2 second bursts in Kenobi, and it was the time to do it. And I've had this complaint in the past where it's like Kenobi like if you're ever gonna do fan servicey stuff, Kenobi was the place to do it, and they just didn't really do it when it would have benefited the show. And I guess I'm just thirsty for more Anakin content. Like, but I agree with you. Like objectively, it doesn't make sense for him to be everywhere in that temple. But my heart really wants to see it.
Yeah, you really want to see
Yeah,
Anakin.
I do
Yeah.
agree with you in that regard.
But like
100%.
from like a perspective of being a non-fan, right? You're just seeing it. You're seeing it as like they're just milking a dead horse over and over again, right? And we want to. And if they're gonna do it, at least show a different perspective or a vaster scope or whatever. Like there were moments, like the moments in Kenobi were great, right? But they were very constricted until you saw like the array of them walking down a hall where there was no troopers anywhere and a bunch of Jedi getting shot down. It just feels like it should be shot differently. There should be more dynamic angles. Like there's a lot of things here that the slow mo also I'm not a fan of. Right in this situation, I don't know if they're milking runtime too. I could go all day with that, but I would much rather
slow
prefer.
mo.
I would much rather prefer it to have like a lot more happening, right, than just like a long slow mo shot of cutting from little baby Grogu all sad to like Jedi dying, right? Like
Yeah.
in Boba Fett, it was great, but I want to see more. That's something that would excite me. I wanted to talk about Alice's comment here. I was just Shakti during dying again in the temple.
She died
There is
for the
that, there
10th
is
time.
there is that unfinished scene. I don't know if you guys remember that we watched on.
Yeah.
And if they actually finished that scene or they did something with that scene, that would be pretty cool because you don't even need to show his face for that, right? You just need to show like
Right.
an outline, and then he walks through the temple where you see like all this destruction happening throughout the entire temple. You see pillars falling, you see troopers flying. Like how cool would that be, right? We're obviously not going to get that, but
Would have
I
been lit.
can't believe they didn't do that in Kenobi. It was like they could have
Yeah.
just plucked it from the special features, redid it, and you have an amazing looking scene right there. Like imagine if the show opened with that. Like
Sweet
oh
Lord.
my god,
yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to handle that.
he would have been in the hospital, Kat.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. No, honestly, it's kind of at a point.
She
I
just
the
from Palpatine.
the flashbacks are so in a dreamlike state. Like I don't know how your guys' dreams look, but they are reminiscent of like my dreams, like blurry vision, like freaking you can't fully tell what's going on, and you're just like, I just want to see 2020
Oh, like
vision
they're
here.
doing like the iris with like the dream state effects, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's the whole point of a flashback, right? Yeah, and you feel like everything's blurred out and you're not seeing very well, and it takes away. That's another thing, right? Like it takes away from the experience, and because you're seeing it from a POV, and
Mm-hmm.
and it being a flashback, there's a lot of things you can get away with, right? Whereas if it was just a dynamic scene that we saw, like for instance, the opening of Kenobi, you see a whole moment that happened during that.
Yeah.
And we would love to see more of that too, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just a big fan of CGI clones too. I don't know what you guys think. Seeing them like outfitted in Kenobi, I watched it. I'm like, that just looks weird to me. I don't know.
The shade of blue is wrong. I feel like it's too light. It should like I said I'm like such a like a
It
dick.
sounds like an asshole. Fucking
I
thing,
do.
but
I
it's true,
sound
though.
like
It needs to be what we remember too, right? I would never have noticed that, but there is something off about it, and I couldn't quite put my mind around it.
It's more like aquamarine almost, I feel like,
Yeah.
in these flashbacks. You're not wrong, Zach. It's almost at a point, it's kind of similar to, I don't know if it's because we were prequel babies and this is what we were raised on the CG clones, and then, with the Clone Wars series, which is so iconic, and then it's just like seeing them in live action, it's almost like it feels less real than the CGI. Like, I don't know if it's bias from what we are used to, or if it just happens to be.
It's just crazy how it
better.
still holds up today, right? Like with all
Yeah.
the advancements, there's some CGI today that doesn't even compare to Revenge of the Sith, and it just means that a lot of people just aren't giving the artists enough time, right? The higher ups aren't giving enough time to create pieces of art. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I do appreciate that they're giving us the clones. That's something that I never thought we'd see again. but yeah, it's just it just looks slightly off, like, and it probably is because we grew up on the CGI clones, and inherently we're just like, that's not how it looked when I was 10. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like they've made so many missteps with the handling of like the prequel era stuff in live action.
This comment also begs the question, you know, if they're going to milk Grogu for his entire life and he gets older, they're going to have to go CGI, right? Because, like, practical
yeah.
effect, Yoda looked terrible, right?
Oh,
And they're
he's
going to have
beloved,
to.
okay?
They're going to have to figure out a way to utilize them in the future, right? So they're going to have to go CGI, and that's probably going to be a massive disconnect from the Mandalorian. We're probably
Oh,
going to be like, shit, but they're not thinking that far in advance, right? Because they don't do that.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't even know if a time or place will ever be necessary for that. Are we really gonna get grown up Grogu content?
I mean,
for God's
I
sake,
hope
at some
that they're
point?
not that creatively bankrupt that they have to rely on Grogu. But I'm not ruling it out, right?
500 years in the future,
Oh,
nobody
God.
lives. Grogu goes to Coruscant, nobody lives there.
Grogu goes to college, episode 10. Wait, are we past?
So
Where
much
are
of
we?
his appeal is
7,
that
8,
he's a
9?
little
Yeah.
baby. I hope that not that they'd have to develop his personality
see Luke
at
again.
least.
Is
I
there
wanna
going to be
see-
any catalyst to where like Luke is like sensing Grogu's in danger and he has to save him? Because I don't think that. I don't know, man. I don't think
I
after he
think
left, I feel like he just like let him deal with his
Yeah.
consequences, right? He's never going to come back.
I think they need to just cut the ties with Luke. No back and forth, back and forth. I think a lot of people are already, myself included, a little bit like jarred by how quickly the return was to Din. So I think they need to just. Luke's words were pretty ultimatum-esque.
Only a Sith
Yeah.
deals in absolutes.
Seriously.
I mean, when you think about it, it's definitely something they do. They move really fast. And like we can make the argument with Cody, right? Going to the like abandoning and going AWOL way too soon and for our
God.
liking, right?
Yeah, I
And
forgot we're talking about Bad Batch too.
yeah, we're gonna get into it, but it's just like a lot of it relates, right? A lot of it carries over because it's kind of the same creative hurdles that we're encountering, right? For a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like they're afraid of us missing a beloved character, or having a character remain bad for a while that we love, like Cody. It's like they're afraid for us to like feel things long term rather than like these quick bursts of like, oh, that's sad that Grogu's gone now, and then oh, never mind, like not
Yeah.
how, like what was it, like a year later with Book of Boba Fett?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I wasted all those not wasted, because I still wouldn't trade my reaction to the season 2 finale for anything. It still is like unmatched in terms of my recent history of Star Wars emotions, but it almost feels like I look back on it and how emotional and upset I was, and so much of that was weighted in the goodbye to Grogu and realization like, oh, we're never gonna see him again. And then flash forward, like if my future self in that moment had told me, hey, don't cry, he comes back a year later and then goes back to Din, I would have been like, well, why am I sitting here like a mess right now then? It kind of eliminates those emotions.
We were bamboozled.
They got us.
Catfished.
Ironic.
Hang on, kid.
We got battle droids.
Heck yeah.
Hey!
we need that meme.
Yeah.
This is the way.
Yeah, they utilize. They said this is the way twice in this trailer, and like I don't want to. Whoa, what's it doing? That's weird. I don't want to like sound negative or anything, but it just feels like this is made from someone who isn't a fan. They're like, you have to hit all these points, and they just kind of put it all together, right? I don't know. It just hits me that way. It doesn't hit like a trailer made by a Star Wars fan, but that might just be me. Like the first trailer, I thought was far superior overall.
I agree. I think this trailer was fine. I mean, it didn't really have to do much to convince me to watch the show because I'm gonna watch the show anyway. But
Yeah.
it was fine. It didn't get me like jumping up and down or anything. But I think what we've only got under 2 months to go until this comes out. I wish it showed maybe a little less, but overall, I don't think I need another trailer for The Mandalorian season 3.
No,
I don't think they'll
definitely
release
not.
one. I think they kind of showed a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I can't think another trailer would really do anything.
Honestly, I'm shocked that we even got one now here in January because usually they don't release them till like the month before. It's coming out like very early March,
It's March.
correct?
Is it March 1st?
I think it might be March 1st. Yeah.
It said it on there. So.
Yep.
So I was honestly shocked that we even got it, but I agree. I hope that's the final trailer between now and then.
I'm trying to find the last trailer really quick. It's so hard to find their content. I don't know why that is. The Mandalorian.
to talk about the bad bits.
True,
The
we've only
big
got 15
bitch.
minutes. Totally forgot. Another
True.
episode.
Festa.
What's next on the
Our
docket?
docket. Where's our docket? Oh my god, we're only on number.
We were
we
so
talked
on.
about
We
Order
talked about Order 66. Carl Weathers calling. Here, I'll just pull it up really quick. This is actually kind of funny. I don't know if he just doesn't realize what he said. It's gonna trigger a lot of.
I have a feeling that's it.
He doesn't know what the multiverse is.
But wait, hold on. Yeah, I even tweeted. I was like, "Wait, the multiverse? What?" So what he says is, "Come on, y'all! This Mandalorian poster is too cool. Love being a part of the Star Wars multiverse." March 1st, 2023, baby. And I'm like, I thought to myself for a second. I'm like, okay, so this is Star Wars, right?
Ant-Man's gonna like pop up in the middle of like this season.
They're not fighting Kang, right? Am I in the wrong universe? I'm trying to figure this out.
Oh
right now.
my god.
Star Wars was never a
Bro.
multiverse, unless they're talking about the world between worlds. But most of the time, it's always been like literally in continuum. Like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no jumping timelines. There's no whatever. It's all one continuous story. So I don't understand what this means.
I genuinely
Don't think
think
he
it's a
understands.
misuse of the word.
He understands what multiverse means. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's an innocent twist, especially because multiverse is capitalized too. I mean, that would lead me to believe does Carl Weathers know something that we don't, but I think it's just kind of, I think it's just a misuse.
Yeah, Echo Base is like, I hope you were referring to the world between worlds, and those god awful sequel trilogy movies don't happen in the Mando timeline.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is his way of announcing the merger of Star Wars and the MCU.
Kat,
I think
your mic is giving like a little noise.
Oh, it's because my heater just turned on. I'll mute when I ain't talking.
Okay.
Carl Weathers.
People
linebacker.
not even reading it. They're just saying thank you, Carl Weathers. Available Force will retcon the garbage sequel for good. Handshake between you and Pedro. We have the greatest handshakes in cinema, Carl. To everyone that replies, I really don't think he meant multiverse as in multiple realities or timelines. It's just multiple shows and media torrent in the same universe.
Yeah, let's be honest. If he actually spilled any major beans here, like NDA worthy, oh my god, no, don't reveal it. They would have had him take that down. That tweet would not still be standing. So I feel like it's just an innocent play on the word.
Yeah, it probably is. Who is Carl Weathers? I can't tell if that's a joke or not.
Carl Weathers.
Oh,
beard
Carl Weather.
between the-
Who is Carl Weather? He's the weatherman.
The Weatherman.
The Weatherman. Okay. That we'll
Let's
segue into Bad Batch now.
Talk about the batch.
Okay, I'll bring up
It's called
episode title.
Fista.
Episode titles. Okay. So we already went through Spoils of War, Ruins of War, and the Solitary Clone. So now we just have our filler episode that Zach is predicting to be a filler episode
Yeah, here's what's gonna happen.
of Faster.
Sid's gonna be like, "Okay, Gain, I need you guys to go and get me this interesting little doodah so I can sell it and you can pay off your debt. And you're gonna have to run. You're gonna have to run really fast because these guys are really fast too. So you're gonna have to put your running shoes on and you're gonna get giddy up and okay."
And then Omega's gonna say Fiesta, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, she said the title," and then we're gonna be like, "Hell yeah, good episode."
She's gonna be like, "We need to go faster," and
It's like, "Uncle Faster, no Fiesta."
we need Moochie.
Yeah.
Cat's just dying in silence.
Do you think there's anything, you know, all jokes aside, do you think there's any relevance or meaning to this title? You think it's gonna really go anywhere with that title, or do
I
anything?
really think the only correlation is because of Tech's leg is going to slow them down. They got an injured man now. He literally got nemicked in his leg. Like, he said his femur was crushed. The fact that he was even walking in the last episode, I was like, how? I thought your femur is totally shot. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that. They got an injured man now. I literally don't know.
The worst possible thing that could happen is if Sid like doubles their what they owe her in this episode. I would just be like, "You owe me double."
Yeah,
So you
it's
gotta
like,
have. You're gonna have to.
why are we
They're coming
still
back
on that?
empty-handed. They're not going to have any of the watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, the war chest. Maybe Crosshair's going to chase them through the galaxy. I mean, I think that's being optimistic.
Is that did they explicitly say what his mission was that he was about to go on at the end of the last episode, or are we?
No, he just said you have to report to a new commander because the other commander went AWOL. That was it, and then it just does like the dramatic pan out of Rampart, and then he walking away.
Putting two and two together, Rampart knows that the Bad Batch is kicking still, and though he can't officially have them hunted down, maybe he's gonna have some kind of like, "Oh, I need you to go do this," but in actuality you're gonna, you know, under the table gonna be hunting the Bad Batch or something, and we just haven't had that explicitly revealed yet.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think we're gonna have anything interesting until episode 6, and then from there it's gonna start picking up, right? I think it's gonna be these two episodes are gonna be like building. These are gonna be side quest episodes where they fight some monster or they escape something.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah. I'm interested about Pabu though. That's like the most important thing. We don't know who Pabu is.
Pabu.
The clones are going to run fast away from some creatures. Yeah, we can. That's probably what's going to happen, honestly.
I hate that we can predict this stuff.
Any chance?
We've been right most of the time too.
Oh, if that's the case, then if Zach's thorough detailing of the events of this episode actually come to fruition, I might lose it. I'm curious. I mean, over or under, what are the odds that? Is there any chance, or is that just totally wishful thinking that it could actually potentially be following Cody as he's going AWOL? Or, I mean, now that I'm saying it,
don't give good ideas to Disney.
Come on,
it's not supposed to be good, okay? It's supposed to be filler so that we can watch it and then continue to watch it because that's just what we do as Star Wars fans.
Kat, there's 16 episodes. Do you think all of them have to be good? Do you think all of them have to be relevant?
We just need one episode to blow our minds, and we'll forget all about the bad episodes. Yeah, Disney knows that.
We just trickle a little goodness here and there, and the rest of it can be mundane and like side quests for Sid.
Yeah.
If
you notice Crosshair, this is actually really funny to think about. I remember every time Crosshair gets down to eat something, he's always called to the office and he has to leave his food. So I'm wondering if like he's like, I'm fucking hungry. He goes back and the cafeteria is closed and someone threw out his food and he's like,
They're trying to starve him slowly.
That's actually a funny thing to bring up, A21. I always thought that when I was watching the episodes. I'm like, dude, just let the man eat, Rampart. God damn it. Oh,
He just spent 30 days abandoned on Camino's ruins, so I think his stomach probably shrank during that. So he's coming off survivor mode. So maybe he's not struggling that much. Because how much food was he realistically eating then?
I mean, to
Lots of
heal, you need
fish.
you need lots of protein and mercury.
No, that's no.
I'm a doctor. I would know.
Maybe some lead.
Maybe some lid and mercury. Put some lid on it, Tick. That'll
Are-
fix it.
Are
no.
organisms and fish in the Star Wars universe contaminated?
Oh,
with-
we have cereal, we have Thai food, and we have pistachios. So there's a good chance salmon is definitely on the table. Maybe they give him lots of hugs. Yeah.
I don't know, because Rampart was just like, "Oh, you're back. Okay, I'm going to send you." He was just like really like over it with Crosshair. Like he talked to Crosshair like, I don't know, man. Like I would talk to an 8-year-old. Like, just okay, just get out of here.
Like, I know. He's like, "What about Cody?" And he's like, "Cody." And then
Who's
he's like,
Cody?
"CT769." And then he's just like, "Oh."
I,
Yeah, he went AWOL.
I love the little that you did.
It's like, I don't really care. It just has like the I don't care, you know. I'm loving the way his character's becoming, like who he is now. He's an arrogant fucking Imperial officer asshole, right?
I just love how when he's like what happened to Cody? He's like, who? But then he's like CC2224 and he's like, oh, he's gone. It's just like, so you have all the numbers in your, like, you know what I mean? You
Like
memorize-
Cody's way too hard to remember, but CT769 is like, yeah, he's like, oh,
CC2224.
he went.
Oh, I love that guy. CC2224, and I go way back.
He just has like that mathematical brain where numbers are the only like thing that
Yeah.
like works for him. So like names, he's just not interpersonal that way.
I don't understand, love.
Like my name is Admiral Talkin, and he's like, can you like put a number on that name so that I can remember it?
Can I call you AT6969420?
So dumb. Oh my god, that actually is really funny. Like, why did he remember the numbers, right? Like, does he just remember all of like the commander numbers and he just doesn't give a shit about? I mean, I know the point of it. The point of it is to like dehumanize them, right? Like they're just numbers to him. He doesn't give a shit. But it's a very funny aspect that he only remembers the numbers and refuses to acknowledge names. Like that's the funniest thing ever, because it's what, like 4 numbers or 5 numbers. It's like there's a lot of numbers there. How do you remember specific clones? Like it's bizarre. I don't know. Oh god, it really gets to you.
Yeah, it's still not up yet.
What? How long have we've been? 53 minutes. It should be up soon.
I will.
Everyone's
not be
definitely checking right now.
undermined by creatures bred in some laboratory.
Wait, what is this?
What?
Before
Crosshair's gonna kill him. He's a good soldier, follows orders, and he's pissing him off with his attitude. That's not a bad theory. I think that's definitely plausible, Alice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that episode really drew parallels to his character arc, right? Like he's struggling with his choices, even though he's still doing them. He's struggling each time he does it, right? Like he's losing like a little bit of his, you know, quote unquote soul each time he does it. Like you can feel him kind of drifting away from his orders just a little bit, even though he's still going to carry them out and be a loyal soldier. He's not as adamant about his orders like he was from season 1, right? So I guess we'll see, you know, if he joins the Bad Batch or if he dies realizing, like he realizes it too late after he's already shot or something, right? It's gonna be one of those, maybe. Who knows?
You know, with him, I wonder if it's more the bad deeds that he's having to commit for the Empire, or if it's just the fact that they don't care about him that's kind of rubbing him the wrong way. I wonder which one. I think it's
Ooh,
the latter. I think it's that
that
he
could
doesn't
be
have any
it.
friends. Because he's
Yeah,
killed that one chick without hesitation, really. He was
yeah.
just like, okay. And then but you can tell he's kind of miffed when he doesn't have anybody to eat with, or like when all the other clones treat him like shit, or when Rampart treats him like shit. He seems a little miffed. So he
Yeah.
doesn't have his priorities in check.
Yeah, like maybe he's
It
not as
seems.
glorified as he once was, right? Being on Clone Force 99, maybe they were like a mystique, they were a mystery. Everyone thought they were so cool, and maybe they were giving all the cool missions, right? And everyone respected him, and now he's just treated like a normal foot soldier, right? And that's probably getting to him a little bit. That's a good point. Like it could be either or, right? I guess we'll see what happens, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping this episode is solid.
I wonder. I feel like it would be interesting whenever, I don't know what the timeline is exactly, when they start integrating human when they start enlisting like human soldiers and volunteers for the troopers, and if Crosshair will be around for that, like, because I do think he probably does have this sense of like, I am a genetically modified and perfect specimen, like I'm one of your best assets, and you're treating me like
Oh yeah.
chopped liver
Hmm.
over here. And if they start, Rampart was already planting the seeds for, I think this clone program is maybe not going to work so hot. I can imagine Crosshair like really frowning upon like human like recruits. That I
Yeah.
don't know what that you guys would know better when the timeline of that starts to be.
It's coming. They're already starting, but you're right. Like Crosshair, honestly, of all the Bad Batch, is probably the most skilled. Like I watch the stuff that he does, and it's like he looks more like a bounty hunter than like a clone. Like Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Echo, they're all like better than the average clone by a wide margin. But like Crosshair could give Jedi a run for their money. I feel like if he had like traps and like all his gear and stuff. He does some crazy shit. And he's probably like the best individual like fighter the Empire has outside of Darth Vader and the Inquisitors.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's extremely talented, and he's skilled, and he carries out his missions with, precision, right? And he very rarely fails. And unfortunately he failed, against his own team, and they just kind of derailed him because of that. They put him all the way down to the very bottoms of the ranks, and that's definitely got to get to you a little bit. But I mean, I think do you think we'll see any recruitment happen, or any like they've been talking about like analyzing clones to see if it's suitable to actually continue with the cloning process, right? Or if we should just recruit from birth, or whatever they plan on doing, right? Do you think we'll see any of that process being talked about or handled in this season, or do you think that'll probably be for like a season?
That's actually what tonight's episode is going to be. It's called Faster because they're going to do the Pacer test, and that's how they're going to start recruiting human soldiers. They're all just going to be doing freaking Pacers this episode, and that's how they're going to get it.
I love the optimism, Cat, but
Cat,
unfortunately,
if you're right, I'll give you everything.
F's in the chat if y'all know what I'm talking about. That Pacer freaking, I think it's outlawed now in the United States, but if you happen to be an unlucky soul who had to go through that in high school or middle school, I don't know.
Oh, I remember that. They'd play like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. They'd play
The
like
beat.
they get like, yes. Oh,
And it
that
keeps
thing.
going faster and faster and
Yes.
faster, and you got and it's the most
Yes.
humiliating thing, because
I
if you
remember
don't
that.
make it, you just have to peel off and go stand with the rest of the rejects who aren't
Wait,
athletic.
what?
You never had to do Pacers?
What
Like
happened?
you had to do like fitness assessments. in
We did
school,
physical
right?
fitness tests. I remember in 5th grade when I did mine, my hand slipped off the monkey bars, and I hit my
Oh.
I hurt my back, like my lower back, really bad as a kid. And they just dragged, they like the noon duties were like assholes. They like dragged me off the side, like, stop crying, sit here. And I had to sit there with like all the other kids that couldn't do the physical fitness test because they were too big or whatever. And I was like, and all my
Oh.
friends were like doing it and no problem. But because I slipped and actually injured myself, they didn't even send me to the nurse. Like I was like hurting, I was in pain, and they just thought, oh, you're just a useless kid. Go sit with the the other useless kids. I remember that so vividly.
I have some bad news. It's a filler episode.
How do you know?
I'm reading the description of that. It just popped up. I'm reading the
Say
description.
it. What is it?
The team enters the colorful and dangerous world of racing.
Oh no!
Festa.
Is it gonna be
Tico Fiesta.
What kind of racing? Oh, sweet
Damn it.
lord!
Okay, I'll go watch it and come back.
Okay.
I might peace out and maybe not come back. So,
Damn, Kat's gonna kill herself.
did we ever confirm how?
Cat just never comes back. Jesus, this
Okay.
went grim fast.
No,
Was-
realistically,
was
no.
Extremely dark, Cat.
I'm going to bed. That's
Okay.
probably why I don't even stay up. Really, I need more to watch. I literally have. I sound awful, but no, I just literally am going to go to bed and watch tomorrow, especially if it's actually
Oh my god. Okay.
a filler, according to
Okay,
that.
fake fan. Go to sleep.
Yeah. Do you even know what Star Wars is, Kat?
Yeah, you don't like racing in Star Wars, Cat? Are you even a fan? Come on. It's gonna be pod racing. They're gonna be on Tatooine, and they're gonna go pod racing.
Oh, okay. If it actually, oh sweet
There-
lord,
there's
we're
gonna be
going
a
back to
picture of-
Tatooine.
There's gonna be a picture of little kid Anakin with his trophy, and they're gonna see that, and they'll be like, "Oh, that was that one kid that defied all odds," and they're like, "I wonder what he became."
So
And then
I'm looking at the still that it provides. I can't rule out Tatooine based off of
No.
it.
No,
I
no,
can't-
no, no.
Oh, you gotta be
100%.
fucking kidding me. Okay, I gotta go watch. Okay, I'll be back.
Alright.
Bye, Cat.
All right. Enjoy,
See ya,
friends.
Kat.
I'll see you all.
All right, everybody. Let me share the timer. I wish that. Can I make myself bigger than the timer? I would like the timer to. I don't really understand this interface yet, so we might just have to roll with it looking like this. Let me zoom in a little. Okay. No, nope. That's even worse. Yeah, I guess this is what we have to roll with. Okay. I'm gonna be starting it up now. My Disney Plus is not working. Great. Okay. Stop. Come on, Disney Plus. Okay, here we go. Starting now. Sorry about that, everybody. We do what we have to. Catherine LaSalle. No worries, Bella. Enjoy the episode. I mean, I'm always grumpy when I don't sleep either. I don't think it's a girl or guy thing. All right, looks like we're going to see Sid. Woohoo! Oh God. Yeah, this is about to be exactly what I said it would be. Yeah, it's just disappointing when it's the successor to the Clone Wars, which, yeah, it was aimed at younger fans, but it still managed to entertain older fans, and it even became, I feel like, more geared towards older fans. So it's just kind of jarring, and I'm also not as into it at all as I wish I was. And it sucks when I can predict what's going to happen in an episode before it happens. Riot Racing. I guess at least it's not Tatooine. Yeah, I agree, Andre. You're right. Like the movies, most of the movies. I like that they're using this alien species though from the sequels. Bro, he's commenting while watching. Oh, Sid. Why does she care about Sid? All Sid has done is use them as tools to get jobs done. I mean, come on. I get that Omega's supposed to be like this good character who wants to do the right thing, but Jesus. At some point, you gotta cut the toxic people out of your life. Sid is nothing but toxic. Oh, God. Yeah, I guess maybe it's in the Outer Rim and nobody cares. I don't know. But they should be laying low. You're right. I think they know the real Sid. Unless she's somehow worse. Not only is this a filler episode in every sense of the word, but like the main characters aren't even doing anything. They're just standing and watching some character we just met. I guess they're gonna have to do something now. Teo! Face the tick. We did. Every time, man. Every time. We have a nose for the filler episodes. You can't underestimate Tick. Tick. Music's kind of sick, not gonna lie. tick. You could square their debt so that they can stop doing jobs for you. How about that for an idea? Yeah, no shit. Yeah. You are not wrong, Mandalorian Legion. All right, it's over. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we expected, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got that filler. She just didn't say faster tick, like we were hoping she was gonna say, that we predicted. But yeah, dude. I mean, okay. If if Sid betrays them, I'm so done. I'm so done with this goddamn fucking show.
I'm done with Sid, man. Like,
I'm done with the
it's-
characters just like, you know, acting like children, bro. Like they're just like, just pay off our debt so we can go. You know, like our debt's done. Like we just saved your life. Our debt's done. They're
exactly.
just like we're friends again. Let's go back to our missions.
Yeah,
you know?
Omega's like, oh, Sid's in trouble. We've got to help her. It's like,
Yeah.
why? She's done nothing but like hold you
That's
to
the
a debt.
logical one here. Why isn't he just like, fuck off, bitch? Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go,
like if Sid's gone, then Tech should be like, well, there goes our debt. Like,
well, now we don't
to pay
need the
that
war
anymore.
chest.
Yeah. It's we
don't need
the
the war
only
chest anymore.
the only things that I'll say that are positive about this episode was the
music?
music during the race
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
And then like some of the race was cool, but just it wasn't enough to like
You just knew what was gonna happen, and then you know the outcome already. And then at the
Yeah.
end, the reaction with all of them is just kind of like, why, right? What up, Nick?
Yeah. What's
Miss
up,
you, dude.
Nicholas?
Yeah, we're on a new platform now. So there's gonna be lots of cool features for you to kind of catch up on.
Opus.
Yeah, check out the beginning of the stream where we're testing out a bunch of new features. If you leave emojis, they drip from the top right here. So you see a heart right there. You can see them all drip drop. But anyway, yeah. So we got the music. Some of the race was cool, but it's all very predictable and it's all extremely filler and it's just retarded.
Yeah, it was discount pod racers. Like honestly, even if they were straight up pod racers, I would have been nuts. Like it's just the fact that they took two of the more interesting characters from the Bad Batch and didn't even have them in this episode immediately signaled to me like, oh, this is like a filler episode in every sense of the word, because you have all of the side characters. Then you have Omega, who's like probably the most main character that was in this episode, and she didn't even do anything. She just stood on this. She did absolutely nothing. It was a filler episode. Like it didn't do anything. It didn't really develop any characters. It didn't advance the story
Saturday
at
morning
all.
cartoon.
Exactly. And that's fine, but I don't know, man. We just want more. And when you give us a show like the Clone Wars that is capable of satisfying both the kids and the adult fans, it's hard to sit here and watch this when I know that they're capable of giving us something that satisfies everyone, and they're not doing it week in and week out.
Yeah.
And it was
I
more
agree.
acceptable with a show like the Clone Wars because that would have like 28 episodes in a season, and this we have 16. We're already 4 in. We're 1/4 of the way through, and most of the episodes have been solid. But I'm afraid that we're just going to start getting on a string of filler episodes from here on out.
Yeah, we got Entombed, which is probably going to be more of the same, right? They're going to go discover a lost creature, and they're going to be running for their lives.
They're going to
And
be
then-
entombed.
And then somehow they're gonna leave that planet that they're on. That they got Sid sent them on a mission again because they're being dumb and they don't realize they saved her life. Yeah, no, I agree. I can't wait for Mandalorian, but like it's gonna be one of those side quests, and then they're gonna leave the planet and they're gonna find their way on Kashyyyk, right? And then they're gonna find Gungi, right? So
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about
Yeah.
the episode.
I think that about wraps it up, honestly.
Yeah. I guess before we get out of here, chat, go ahead and leave your score 1 to 10. What would you give it? I would give it a 4 or a 3. Pretty much everything that I thought it would be. I mean, we what is why did Yoda show up? Did I say something? Does
No,
it work for me now?
No, I just enabled it.
Okay.
I guess it did. I guess it does though. That's funny.
But it was pretty much everything that we said it was going to be. Again, we predicted pretty much every single episode, Alex. Every single one we predicted.
Hey, we haven't really been wrong. I think the only
No.
thing that we were wrong about was Assault. Well, we weren't even wrong about that. We were just throwing up a bunch of different ideas, and one of them was right.
Yeah.
But next week's episode is extremely predictable, right? Like we know exactly what's going to happen, and if it's anything other than what we think it's going to be, then it's like it's golden, but it's not going to be golden.
Yeah.
So anything we predict is like what we don't want. So
we keep our expectations low so that we're pleasantly surprised if something happens.
Yeah,
But it very
some
well
way to
could
be.
be just the perspective of Hunter and Echo, what they're doing this episode in parallel to what we saw these characters doing.
Yeah.
So it would be another filler episode in that case. Yeah, it's just I just don't like being able to jokingly predict, like just throw out like a little spiel about what I think the episode's gonna be like, and then I get it right pretty much. So
If your
yeah.
thoughts are bad on this, then you know my score. Yeah.
10 out of 10. Nicholas
I mean,
loved it.
I can't even use this episode when I reference like the show when it's over. I'm never. It's not even going to be included in it because it's pointless, right? It's pointless to even give it a rating at the end of the day, right? Like, what does it matter?
Bro, I'm not gonna remember this episode in like a month.
Yeah, or tomorrow. Be like, well, there was
Yeah.
an episode yesterday. Oh yeah, it was that one episode.
I'll be like, damn it, we
Sid.
forgot to stream.
It's like I'll make it up to you. It's like fuck you, Sid.
Yeah, like why don't you release them of their debt, Sid?
So dumb.
And like the guy's like, they don't know the real Sid, and it's like, oh, so she gets worse. Like she,
Oh yeah,
she's
I know.
more-
We already don't like her. We don't need another character to come in and tell us that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I have
Look at that-
character.
Look at that thing go.
I have character in my magic memes. I gotta remove that.
Character.
I can't wait
Well
for the
said.
Mandalorian, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
didn't pop
you
up.
know it, Charlie. You know it. This was my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
No, I mean Sid went with them on this episode. Like usually she just sends them and then I'm like, okay, well at least I don't have to see Sid. This time Sid was like an integral character. And it was just her being dumb and her being arrogant and selfish and yet they still act like she's a good character for some reason, and that pisses me off. It's like, what? Say this is a kids episode, right? You're targeting the kids for this episode. You're telling them that there's this character who takes advantage of the heroes, who treats them like basically slaves, and puts them in danger constantly, and then makes a terrible decision, and still the characters put their basically lives on the line for her. And how does she repay them? She
I'll
doesn't.
make it up to you.
Yeah, she doesn't.
And then they're trying to like make us feel bad for Sid, saying, "Oh, well, she has like, she has redeeming values." It's like, and she's like, "I'm not what you think." It's like, we don't fucking care, Sid. Just die, right? Yeah.
Just shoo. Get out of here.
Anyway, I think we'll just end it there.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
good. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for popping in, Wevin, Charlie, Nick, everyone else, Andre, A21. I'll close this out on this comment. Seriously though, is it just me, or is the droid sounding like a yellow alien character with one eye from Lilo and Stitch a long time ago?
I don't remember. He sounds familiar.
It probably. I mean, it might be that person.
Yeah, I want to see if I can real quick just find who it was. Bad Batch season 2 to forecast. I don't think it's gonna show me unless I go to the actual episode itself.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
I think we'll close it on that. Thanks, Charlie. Thanks, Nick. Love you guys.